Welcome to the CBIA BizCast powered by Google. On this podcast, we dive into stories about Connecticut businesses.
Downs Construction actually came to my school.
And business leaders.
I think it's always also really important to be able to see a path forward.
We're shaping the future of Connecticut's economy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Marlowe, and this is a very special episode of our BizCast because today we are here at Pathways Academy of Technology and Design, where ReadyCT has its G.R.I.T Showcase. It's a culminating event for a summer program where students throughout a couple of different school systems in the area get a project, a real-world project from a local business. In this case, we're going to be talking with travelers who participated in the program, and students are tasked with about 5 weeks. They have to solve the problem and then present it. So we're going to get into a little bit more of that in a bit, but I want to introduce you to our guests today. We have Travelers Assistant Vice President of Multinational, Rachel Bader. She's also chair of the Insurance and Finance Pathway at Weaver High School. And then we have Darren Burdette, a rising junior at Weaver High School, who's part of the Insurance and Finance Pathway. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Rachel, I'm going to start with you and kind of talk to us a little bit about Travelers and ReadyCT. You guys have a long history of being involved with ReadyCT, but also with this G.R.I.T program.
Yeah, Travelers is a proud sponsor of the G.R.I.T program. G.R.I.T stands for Get Ready, Immersive Traineeship. And I think of it as almost a pre-internship. It's geared towards the younger high school students, and it really just allows them a way to learn some more of the soft skills while still practicing a real business project. I think that what we're able to do is really explain the variety of career options available and just demystify the insurance and finance pathway for them. Travelers is really committed to the communities where we do business, and G.R.I.T's a great way to honor that commitment and also develop some of our future talent right here in Hartford.
And what are some of the different projects that students were tasked with this summer?
So there were a bunch this summer. We actually had more projects than students, so we're excited to continue the program next year. Two of the ones I'll highlight is one was around artificial intelligence. And I know that's a buzzword right now, but we've sponsored this project for years. And this year it focused around researching AI and also the ethics of it and what's an application that travelers could use within our businesses. And another one I'll highlight is our claim processing payments. And so the students thought about how to use DocuSign and an app for processing claim payments to just make a better experience for our claim holders.
And let's turn now to you. You worked on one of the Travelers projects. Tell us about your project.
So I was given 3 tasks from Travelers, one of which was to they're promoting their new business called Quantum Subro. And in that business where it involves subrogation, for those who don't know what subrogation is, it's something you use for when you don't have insurance. You call subrogation to help you pay for lower deductibles. And I was given to help find potential customers, potential conferences that they would attend, that other businesses attend, that where they could gain information to help their business. Apple is a potential client. Being known as one of the biggest phone companies in the world, it is also at risk for theft and loss, and also has 500 plus stores globally around the world.
So you got to kind of research what Quantum Subro was, but then also how travelers should be marketing it across the country?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was very fun. Basically, it was really fun to learn about it. And Quantum Subro is a small department, so they felt like us as high schoolers, we felt like we did it to our best of our ability to help them promote it. And when I present my presentation, I feel like you guys will be amazed by what we've done. So each week we took it time by time, day by day, to work on each part to help us get to the end.
And Rachel, you've seen some of these presentations. Tell me kind of just about even, over the past few years, what you've seen from the work that students produce.
Yeah, so they're working on real business projects. They're giving us a head start on things that we're tackling. So I'll give 2 examples. So one is one that I hosted a couple years ago. We were looking at our insureds and trying to identify if they had any exposures outside of the United States. And we had run a screen scraping tool to do this, and we were getting a lot of false positives. So we're wasting our time looking at accounts that actually didn't have exposure. And so from the work that they did to tweak the algorithm, they reduced our false positives and saved us 40 hours every time we run this. So hugely beneficial. And then I brought something with me today. Another project we did is the Travelers Marketing Department acted as consultants for the students, almost as if they were their clients, and helped them develop a logo that they could use back at the school. So I don't know if I could show the camera, but we have the insurance and finance pathway logo at Weaver High School. And so they thought about the Weaver Beaver, the mascot. They thought about the INF representing the insurance and finance. And then they came up with their new tagline. It's students today, leaders tomorrow. So this is a t-shirt that you get when you're a freshman and you pick the pathway. And we've been able to use it a lot of different ways. So these are real business projects that we get a lot of value out of.
And how involved is Travelers? So obviously the students are coming here to Pathways Academy for the 5 weeks, learning about the project and applying it. What point do they talk with people at Travelers? What's the communication like throughout?
Yeah, so ReadyCT for Grit provides all the infrastructure. They make it so easy to do the internship because they host them here at Pathways Academy. They do a lot of soft skill development. They have the whole schedule. And then as a business sponsor, we just come in multiple times a week to focus just on the business aspect. So it's a great partnership between the corporate sponsor with the business project and then everything ReadyCT brings to the table.
And what was that like for you getting to, meet with people that worked at Travelers? And I mean, you got a real project that other employees there were probably working on.
It was fun. I like the impression I got from Travelers and meeting the new people that worked there. They were really nice people, and I like the people at Travelers. They're really nice people to work with. They were so nice, and they helped me a lot with my project. They were really concerning to me. They really helped me when I needed it. They were really analytic too, so that was really fun for them. It was really nice people.
And tell me about some of the other skills that you learned.
One of the skills I learned how to communicate with my teammates, because before I started this internship, I was a really shy person. I was not a person that liked to work in groups, but when I got to this Grit and Travelers have taught me how to communicate and work with others, step outside my comfort zone.
And how many people were part of your team?
4.
And were they all from Weaver High School, or they were from different schools?
One of them was from a different school. But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure working with them. If it was up to me, I'd do it again.
That's awesome. And you got to work with someone from a different school who's, going through a similar path, but getting a little bit of a different experience.
Yeah, it was one of my coworkers that worked with us. She was really helpful because she went to a different school, but what I learned at my school is very different. She learned technology skills, and that really contributed to the team when we needed it to work on our project.
And what was it like when you had to present to some of the people at Travelers throughout about some of the things that you found? Was that nerve-wracking?
Not necessarily, because before I usually go to Travelers to present a project, we go over it 2 days prior to it. We worked on our projects, we presented it, we made sure that it was the best of our ability. So when we went into Travelers, I came in confident and I was not nervous at all.
And Rachel, when you first kind of started working with these students, what struck you the most about just their professionalism? These are a lot of times juniors, sophomores. Tell us about what they brought.
Yeah, Grit's really geared towards the younger age students. And so what struck me is just the growth I've seen over 5 weeks. It's such a short amount of time. And so from day one to when they end the project and do these presentations, it's amazing. And then working on the advisory board, I see the students all year long. And I see them bring the technical acumen back to school, but I see them bring the confidence back to school. I can't believe you're telling me that you're shy. Look, so you definitely see the growth. It's amazing.
That's awesome. What are some of the things that you think some of the biggest takeaways that the students get from this experience? I mean, this isn't something that a lot of students get to experience at that young age.
Yeah, so I think skills and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would think that would be problem solving, working in a group. And I think the fact that it's a paid internship is a really great way to start. What does it mean to get tax forms, and what do I do with my paycheck, and how do I save it? So it's not just what they're learning in the program, but it's like the wraparound of everything else that comes with it.
Yeah, and thanks to Travelers, all of the students who go through this program are paid for the work that they're doing. that's something that you guys have been sponsoring for some time now.
Yes.
And why don't you tell me about some of those skills? I think we talked a little bit about collaboration, but even the presentation skills, that's new for you, right?
It was very new to me because in my school I don't really do presentations like that. But when it came to presenting, I was a little bit nervous because that's not something I'm really used to. But like I said, G.R.I.T has taught me to step outside my comfort zone. And when I kept practicing, yeah, I did stutter a little bit from time to time. But as I kept practicing and practicing, I progressed better and I learned how to articulate my words and not continue to not stutter. I just want to say G.R.I.T helped me learn everything that I wanted to know. I was happy to know about Travelers. I'm very happy about Travelers. I was happy to learn about it, about what they do. They're a phenomenal company.
With your specific project, were there any problems that you had to overcome? Anything that popped up that you maybe weren't expecting and then had to kind of navigate around that?
There was times where we got a little bit confused about what our project was because when we started off, we were like concerned. We was like, oh my God, this is a big project. We don't know what we're gonna do. But when Travelers talked to me about it, I was like, oh. So it's like all about explaining. Travelers did a great job explaining to me and helping me about my project.
And some of the stuff you had learned a little bit through the Pathway program about Travelers and what they work on.
So one of the things is when I went to Travelers, I thought they were just an insurance company, people that just give insurance, cover you for damages. But when I went to Travelers, I realized they did give more than insurance. They give liabilities and stuff, They help you when you need stuff, when you need insurance. They help kids with college, that's a big one. Students who don't have funds, they help kids with those. They help kids with internships, students who want to work at Travelers. It's more than just insurance.
And you've studied through this pathway for 2 years now. You finished this program. What is it? Are you more interested now, or what has it helped you learn about what you want to do?
It's made me want to be a part of Travelers now. I'm not gonna lie, because Travelers is a big company and their environment is so beautiful, and their people are so nice. They come in happy to work, and they give off good energy, good vibes. So after this, I probably want to work for Travelers. I'm not gonna lie.
And for you, that's part of what this is, right?
Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah, a lot of this is just the variety of careers that they're learning about at the high school level. I didn't know that until way after college. So I feel like you guys are just getting such a great head start into knowing what's available and matching that up with what your interests are. I think that's great.
And what does Travelers do now with these projects that students presented?
Yeah, so each project's a little different. I gave a couple of examples of what we used in International with the logo, but I'm excited to hear what you guys are doing with your project. I think there's the project-based deliverables that they'll be different by each group, but then just more broadly, it's developing our future talent. Like, we're gonna keep in touch. There's gonna be more that we'll be doing with you throughout the school year, and Travelers has this great EDGE program that we hope people apply for as they're graduating. Yeah,
so you kind of use the research and other pitches that the students have taken, but also the relationships.
Yes.
And that's a big part of this. What are there past students that you've been able to form relationships, that you've continued to work with?
Yes, yeah. So we use a lot of this to help promote and explain to the students what our EDGE program is. And then we take a handful of them every year. And so I think over the past 15 years, we have over 100 people working at Travelers today that have come, not just from Weber, but all these area schools through that program.
What do you think's next for the G.R.I.T program and Travelers?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep doing it. I think it's a great early in your high school career opportunity. And when you do a more traditional internship the next year or two, I just think you're that much more prepared.
You feel prepared?
Yes, I'm very prepared.
And you're pretty excited going into the school year, right?
Really, really excited. I'm going to be a junior this year, so I'm really excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being part of this BizCast today. And we look forward to learning more and hearing more about what you're working on.
Yeah, it was great to catch up. And I'm excited to see your pitch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for listening to this week's BizCast. You can listen, like, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Please leave us a review and let us know if you have ideas for a future podcast. And for a full list of episodes, head on over to CBIA.com.